This is ANN News Brief.
For 3 days this week, starting yesterday, Wednesday, deliberations are taking place in Niamey, capital city of Niger, on, get this, how to get African leaders to leave their offices after their terms had ended. Many key stakeholders from across the continent are attending the summit to address this very pressing challenge to democratic progress on the continent. Some have said African leaders are unwilling to leave their posts because there is an erosion of the constitutional rule of law. Many of the leaders extend or amend their country's constitution to extend their term limits. The National Democratic Institute is co-hosting this Constitutional Term Limit Summit with the Africa Forum, the Open Society Initiative for West Africa, and the Kofi Annan Foundation. Panel discussions will allow leaders to share their experiences and tell their stories to underscore real-life experiences and case studies of democratic progress made in Africa and challenges still to be overcome. Participants are expected to issue a declaration of principles as a tool to empower Africans to hold leaders accountable and have them adhere to constitutional term limits. Nigeria's former president Goodluck Jonathan will join Liberia's former president Amos Sawyer and Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, Sao Tome and Principe leader Miguel Trovoada, Mohamed Ousmane of Niger, and other African leaders to tackle this all-important topic of the summit. Sudan's Prime Minister Abdallah Hamdok has described his Paris meeting with faction leader Abdul Wahid al-Nur as one of the most important achievements of his visit. In a radio interview, Hamdok said he was able to talk in detail on issues of peace and the root causes of Sudanese problems. He identified some as marginalization, national identity, equality, distribution of resources, or unbalanced development. The Prime Minister's meeting with al-Nur was brokered by the French Ministry of Foreign Affairs. Hamdok described the meeting as fruitful and useful. The rebel leader, Abdul Wahid al-Nur, has been living in exile in Paris. Hamdok said their meeting was characterized by honesty, clarity, and openness. He said the meetings will continue until a comprehensive and sustainable peace can be reached. He clarified that he views Sunday's meeting with al-Nur as a preliminary measure to building confidence and creating an atmosphere for peace. He said there might be a second meeting with the rebel leader before the government delegation leaves France. After meeting with Hamdok at the Élysée Palace, French President Emmanuel Macron praised the Sunday discussions between the Prime Minister and al-Nur. He said it was an essential step because the Sudanese deserve to finally live in peace and security. We'll be right back.
Whether in your house, at your office, on your phone or online, we are there. We have the facts behind the headlines. We cut to the chase with the news you really need. We cover every angle. We are the bigger, better news network. We are African News Network. ANN. Watch ANN News on MITV from a truly African spirit.
Lawyer for jailed Tanzania journalist Eric Kambadera has called on President John Magufuli to pardon his client. Kambadera faces 3 economic crimes charges. He's yet to apply for a plea bargain, for which the window has been extended to Saturday. The Department of Public Prosecution has presented more than 400 names of persons who are ready to negotiate with the state for a special amnesty for economic crimes that would allow suspects awaiting trial to negotiate their release. But Kambadera's lawyer, Jebra Kambole, says the client had not applied because he cannot afford it. So he's appealing to President John Magufuli to pardon Kambadera while he maintained his client was innocent. Kambadera was charged in August with organized crime, failing to pay taxes, and money laundering. How do you ask for pardon for an innocent person, though? And that's ANN News Brief. For details on these and other breaking stories, visit our website, annafrica.news. Conversation continues on our social media platforms, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at ANN Africa TV. I'm Lucy Adeni.